Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Well, I recently picked up the Canon R6, and although I've been shooting quite a bit of landscape on the Canon R7 over the Christmas New Year's break, as there hasn't been many photo shoots happening, I thought it might be interesting to take the R6 with its only 20 megapixel sensor and face it off against the R7 for a landscape shot and see which I prefer better. The wider field of view of the Canon R6 or the high resolution sensor of the Canon R7 with its 32.5 megapixels as opposed to the Canon R6's 20.1 megapixels. So let's get into the shoot and see what happens. Okay guys, so here I am, I'm down at Nudgee Beach, one of my favourite spots to come, and I'm running a bit late today, so I kind of missed the sunrise, but it's okay because I'm not going to need it for the shot that I'm going for here. I've got this nice little estuary here and tight at the moment, so I'm going to try to capture some of these reflections with the water and then maybe do some long exposures on my R7 that I'm filming myself on now. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so when I approach a scene like this, I really like to just warm up and approach a scene and think about the composition that I want to get. Sometimes that changes as you're shooting, but I find with landscapes, it's best not to rush. Usually you'll get an initial impression on something that catches your eye, and I just work with that to start off with. Sometimes that will be the final shot, and sometimes you'll change your mind and see something else in your frame that you want to focus on. For this, I was shooting down the estuary here and trying to capture the light as it was hitting these amazing trees and capturing the reflection in the water. With the R6, I was going for a wider field of view of 20 millimeters and trying to base my corner on the tree that you can see to the right of me there, and then cropping the frame towards the left. Okay guys, so I think that's it for me for today. It's been pretty good. I missed the sunrise, but I think I still got the shot that I wanted. I'm getting eaten alive out here. The midges are really bad out here. Every time I come out here I forget, and then I remember. So that's it for me, and I'll see you back at the editing. Okay guys, let's take a look at the Canon R6 shot. Here I'm at ISO 100, 20 millimeters, f16, 1/20th of a second, and I was hand holding for this shot. Now, this is the composition that I sort of had in mind when I approached the scene, and I pretty much just stuck with it and continued to work the scene until I was happy with the balance between the sky and the lower portion, the land and the water, and also until I felt confident that I had nailed the edges of the frame and had gotten everything that I wanted in and hadn't cut anything off. Here you can see that strong leading line of the water across the frame. This is a slightly faster shutter speed than the R7, and you can see that in the water here too, where even though the water looks nice and smooth, the reflection is a little bit more crisp, I'd say. And I'm not sure whether I like that more or less. I'm leaning towards liking this shot more, and I just really like the reflections and the colors of the R6, so I'm happy with this one. Okay guys, so now looking at the R7 shot. Now remember, on this shot I was on a tripod, so I was ISO 100, 18 millimeters, f8 and 1.5 seconds. So taking advantage of that, of the fact that I already had the R7 on the tripod, I was going for a bit of a longer exposure there just to really smooth out the water entirely. And you can see that in the reflection of the trees in the water. Now I have a tighter field of view here, so I'm at 18 millimeters on my Sigma 18 to 35 1.8, which is equivalent to about 29 millimeter field of view on the Sigma, on the crop sensor of the R7. Now that is a little tight for this shot. So when I saw this shot in this composition, I immediately thought wider. So I think you'd need at least 24 millimeters to get the elements in the frame that I wanted for this shot. I don't mind the colors. The light is a little bit different, as at this point the sun was rising, so it's hitting the trees a bit differently. But this is a solid shot. I would have preferred that I had a wider field of view. I don't have any wider lenses at the moment for the R7, and that is one restriction with the crop sensor camera. But I'm happy with definitely the detail. I mean, there is absolutely tons of detail. The colors are different to the R6, but I like them. I think I prefer the R6 colors slightly better, but this is a solid shot, plenty of detail, beautiful tones, and yeah, this is a keeper too. Okay guys, so that's it, wrapping up here. I hope you enjoyed that. This is a lens walk. These are things I used to do a long time ago on the channel, and let me know if you want me to do more. Interesting, my conclusion is that I think I like the R6 better, even though it's lower resolution. The colors, the dynamic range, it's just something about this sensor that's just gorgeous, and I just really like it. The R7 though is no slouch, tons of detail, beautiful tones, its own rendering of colors on this sensor, but I do like it. And yeah, just two solid cameras, both perfectly acceptable for landscape photography. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.